Hi students, Department of Technical Education, Telangana. My name is T. Rashekar, working as a lecturer in Civil Engineering from SRRS GPT Sisila, and I am going to teach you the subject of leveling surveying. It is for the C18 scheme, first year second sem. Subject code is 18C 205C. And today's topic is we are going to discuss, that is, methods of leveling. In the previous classes we have seen regarding the definitions of leveling and types of, generally what are the uses in leveling and how the procedures were developed. And let us see now the classification of leveling. So based on the classification of leveling, we have described that simple leveling, differential leveling, fly leveling, check leveling, profile leveling, cross leveling, reciprocal leveling, precise leveling, trigonometric leveling, barometric leveling, hypersometric leveling. So totally we are having these all classification of levelings. So in this, each and every leveling is used in the civil engineering surveying. On the site premises, generally we refer simple leveling is the best one, and the differential leveling is the another method which is used in the undulating areas where the ground levels will be having differences. And the fly leveling, check leveling, profile, cross, reciprocal, precise, trigonometric, barometric, hypersometric, these are all levelings are also used in the surveying site fields. So let us see now one by one of the topics we are going to discuss. So first of all, what is simple leveling? So before saying about regarding the simple leveling, so this leveling is nowadays we are using in the construction works very commonly. So for this we have to use the instrument that is called a dumpy level or auto level. Okay, so coming to here, dumpy level and auto level are instruments which are used for the measuring the ground levels. Okay, and it is based on the site differences and the ground levels and the nature and type of work. So coming to here, simple leveling, the definition is, it is the simplest method used when it is required to find the difference in elevation between 2 points. Remember here, this is used at the differences between 2 points. So you can see an image here, the diagram which is described. So this is our instrument and these are the tripod legs. Okay, and you can see here one staff, it is located, that is known as BS backside, and the another staff which is located at the right one, that is FS foresight. You can see the readings here, one is 1.600 and the another one is 1.739. so which is the highest reading? 1.739 is the highest reading. So here you can see the differences between the point, that is point A, it is named here, and this is the point B. So we can see the differences, the ground level on the instrument which is fixed on the ground. You can see this is the ground level, the black color line which is laying, this is our ground. So on keeping this ground on the instrument, we are seeing first one is nothing but, that is backside, and we have to rotate the instrument in the clockwise and we have to see, that is foresight. So by seeing these two instrument levels, we will be getting the differences of the ground level, that is known as height of the instrument. We will be getting the HI. This HI is known as the line which is there of the center of the instrument. This is known as line of collimation. So line of collimation we will also call as, what we will call this line of collimation, it is also known as line of sight. Okay, this is known as line of collimation, exactly at the center of the axis of the instrument. So this is our generally a leveling staff. Okay, 1 and 2 staffs were located, and here the benchmark is given. This is benchmark. So the benchmark is 80.000. So this was automatically given by the ground level. Okay, on the ground level it is the benchmark is 80.000. Then we, whatever the reading we are getting, that is 1.600, and again another reading we are getting, that is 1.739. So by calculating these readings we will be getting the height of the instrument. So to get the height of the instrument we are having a similar formula, that is HI is equal to RL plus backside. So backside is nothing but the reading. RL means the benchmark. Then we will get the height of the instrument. So here in this simple leveling we are getting the differences in elevation between 2 points. The 2 points are nothing but, this is 1 and this is 2. So this is a simple leveling to find out the leveling differences between the ground. And the next one is differential leveling. The next one is differential leveling. So this method is used to find the difference in the elevation between points if they are too far apart, or the difference in elevation between them is too much. So in the definition itself we have the meaning that is a difference in elevation between the points, and if they are too far, suppose a ground is there, a natural ground, so it is in an undulating area, or it is a from low to up, okay, lower to higher area. So you can see in the diagram, this is a line which is there, it is produced, this is our ground level, and here our benchmark is there, it is the staff, okay, and this is our instrument number 1, station A, and this is station B. 2 instruments were fixed on the ground. So before seeing here the first point, station A, we can see that is on the back side, this is BS on the first one, and this is on the FS on the second one, and this is known as TP, turning point. Okay, and again we will be getting here in the second station B, that is BS, and if you have the another one we will get the FS also. This is another side. Okay, so here we can find out and we can observe here, that is a difference between the 2 points we can observe here. So this is our instrument, and we can see here the natural difference between the ground levels. The dotted lines which are there, you can observe the difference between the ground levels. So this is known as differential leveling, and you can observe the elevation also. It is very long difference you can observe from instrument to instrument. That is, this ground level is changing the differences on them. Okay, and here the elevation is, that is known as benchmark, 100.00 meters, and we have got the first one is 2.45, and if we are adding here we will be getting the instrument height of the instrument is 102.45. So 100 plus 2.45 is equal to, we will get 100.102.45. that is known as our height of the instrument, where this is our height of the instrument, the line which is there, this is our height of the instrument. So this is from the where the ground level of the benchmark is there. This is the line, our benchmark, which is there from the central line of the axis. This is known as HI. Okay, and again we can find out the HI of the instrument from the this level also. We can calculate the RL of B also, and you can observe here the FS is 1.70 and the backside, sorry, now the FS is 0.60 and the backside is 1.70, and here we will be getting the height of the instrument is, that is known as 103.55. so this height of the instrument we will be getting by adding the backside, that is known as 100 points. You can see here the elevation is 101.85. so he has given adding 101 point plus 85 plus 1.70, we will be getting, that is known as 103.55. so here in this differential leveling there is a differential between the 2 points and there is a difference between the ground levels. That is known as differential leveling. And the next one is, you can see this differential leveling, he has given the diagram clearly. This is our datum point RL 50 meters, you can observe, and this is our ground level which is there, the black color line which is produced, this is the ground level of, you can see as per the, this is the ground one is known as, this is the top view, this portion is known as top view we are seeing, and this one is we are observing the front view of the ground levels. So we can observe here the first one is 2.554 and on the point A it is 1.786, that is known as this one, and on the point B 0.927 and on the point C 1.983 and on the point D 3.589, and here we will be getting the turning point. Why? Because 2 points were observed, one is FS and another one is backside, and on the point we have the 1.305, that is BS, and again next on the point E 1.422 and again on the point F 3.250 and again on the point G 0.571, and here again on the point H we will be getting 3.015 and we will be getting the point J, that is 0.780. We can observe here the two readings are there, that is 0.571 and 0.462. so this is known as FS of the 2 points. You can see here 1.92 will be the backside and 0.462 will be the FS, and here also same wise like that 1.422 will be the FS, and here 0.57 will be the last reading of the, and 1.422 will be the IS intermediate side and 0.57 will be the FS, and 3.250 will be the BS. Okay, and again 1.92 will be the intermediate side and 0.462 will be the FS, and 3.015 will be the backside and 0.780 will be the foresight. So this is a process while the differential leveling will be done. So meanwhile you can see this is a level position 1 and this is a level position 2 and this is a level position 3 and this is a level position 4. So these are all nothing but while going on doing the survey, on depending upon the ground position we have to change the instrument and we have to shift to the points and we have to take the intermediate points and backside and foresight. This is known as differential leveling. And the next one is fly level. What is fly leveling? Fly leveling is just like differential leveling carried out to check the accuracy of leveling work. In fly leveling only BS and FS are taken. So meanwhile the fly leveling, it is also known as differential leveling. So in differential leveling it is also termed as to check the accuracy of leveling work. So that means whether we are doing the correct leveling work or not, we have to check the accuracy. So in order to check the accuracy we have to see the backside and FS foresight which are taken. So this is a fly leveling diagram, you can observe on the screen. This first one we know that is our benchmark, where it is produced the first leveling staff, that is BS, which is observed on the ground 1.50, and the FS, the second reading which is observed, that is known as 1.00, and again the instrument is changed to the another point, that is in between the two instruments, the staff which is there, here, this will be the FS and BS, we will term it as turning point 1. TP1 is known as turning point 1. So wherever the FS and BS are meted on the one leveling staff, that is known as turning point 1. Please remember, this is very important. And on the second instrument, again, while we are shifting to the another point, okay, so name it as station A, and name it as station B, and name it as station C, station D, station E, and station F. So totally we are having 6 stations, 6 instruments which are shifted on the points. So again, coming to the station B, we are observing that is BS 1.71 on the staff, and rotating the instrument to the right side, you observe FS is 1.15, and okay, and again changing the instrument from to second point B to third point C. So on the C we are observed again, that is known as TP2, turning point, wherever FS and again BS 1.85 observed on the staff, again FS is 1.25. So this is known as turning point 3. Again from the point C, the instrument will be shifted to the point D. Okay, point D, the instrument will be shifted, and again we can observe here backside is 1.67. Again rotating the instrument, we will get foreside is 1.13, and again shifting from point D instrument to the point E, we can observe similarly turning point 4, and BS is 1.45, and again FS is 1.12. So similarly again changing from here turning point 5, the last you can see that is another station point F. On the F we can observe BS is 1.35, and the FS whatever the reading will be there. So the totally from one station to, that is benchmark 1 to, that is on the benchmark 2, name it as benchmark 2. Okay, so that is from RL of A to RL of F. So from station points benchmark 1 to benchmark B, that is from starting to ending point. This is going on upper, okay, on the upper way. In the diagram we can observe the ground level is going on to the lower level to the higher level. So this is known as fly leveling, same like differential leveling. Okay, and the next one is check leveling. So what is check leveling? This kind of leveling is carried out to check the accuracy of work. It is done at the end of the day's work in the form of fly leveling to connect the finishing point and starting point. So here this check leveling is nothing but it is a kind of leveling. So it is carried out to check the accuracy of work. So meanwhile, just like previous leveling how we have done, that is known as fly leveling, how we are going to check the accuracy work, it is also same like it is done at the end of the day's work in the form of fly leveling and to connect the finishing point and starting point. So I will explain this check leveling also. So you can see the diagram, WSC BM, okay, and WSC BM of another point. So this is from number 1 BM1 and this is to the BM2. Okay, so you can see the first benchmark which is observed. Again we can observe here, one is BS and another one is FS, but here readings were not given. You can observe here the black color line which is there. This is our ground level which is in the undulating position. It is going on downwards, just similarly from up to, and it is raised position and it is going to the downwards. You can see the instrument stations are A and B, C and D and E. So same like meanwhile you can observe the TP1 turning point we have got, that is on the station point B, BS and again on FS, that is known as TP2. And again from the change point C we will observe one BS and again on FS, and again from the change point D we will get BS and again another one is FS, and again from the point E we will be getting, that is TP4. So turning point 3 and turning point 4 we will be getting BS and another one is FS. So same like fly leveling and differential leveling, the check leveling is also will be done. Okay, so here we will be checking the accuracy of work by seeing the backside and foresight, backside and foresight. So we will be calculating the height of the instruments and RL of each station point if we needed, or we can be calculated from the RL of starting point and RL of ending point. This is known as check leveling. And next one we can see here, profile leveling or L section. So what is profile leveling? So regarding this we are having a topic on this. So I will be explain very shortly and briefly now. This method is used for taking levels along the center line of any alignment like road, railway canal, etc. The object is to determine the undulations of the ground surface along the alignment. So in profile leveling or L section we can observe the, that is a alignment. Okay, we can see a alignment of a road or any alignment of a railway canal or any alignment of a railway track. The undulations which are observed on the ground, we will be calculating the differences of the ground levels by taking the alignment way. So that is known as profile leveling or L section. Let us see an example. So this is the profile leveling or L section, a diagram it is there. We can see here distance reduced level in meters, and we can see, and this is the datum point. So we can observe this is our ground level, the black color line which is known as, so this is known as bed of Nala 1 and original ground surface, and this is bed of Nala 2. You can see here this is peak of valley where the highest point is there, and this is our finished surface line, and this is formation level. So that is known as, which is where the cutting is required of the soil and where the filling is required in the soil, we can calculate here by doing this profile leveling or L section. You can see the point A and this is SP1. So from the point, this is distance in meters 0.000, from the point A it is started, and from the SP1 you will be getting, that is 7.200, and here the level is, starting one is 93.468 and here 92.146. That means 93.46.8, this one is highest, and whereas coming to here 92.146 is lowest. That means from one position to another second position, the difference we will be getting. That is 7.2 meters is the difference, and it is the distance. Okay. So we can see same like that 1 and SP2 and SP32 up to here SP9 points we can be calculated. So here scale is horizontal 1:600 and vertical is 1:100. So this is required when the profile leveling or L section we will call, where the ground levels for the roads or any railway tracks or any canals where the soil is filling is required, or whether the cutting is required. If whether it is the height of the portion is there, the ground level, we have to cut it. Whether the low ground portion is there, we have to fill the soil. You can see here in the diagram clearly more. So this is the plan and this is the long run section. So long run section is known as front view and the plan is known as top view. In the table it is described everything. SP1 and SP2 are known as special points. So where is SP1 and SP2? You can observe here. This is SP1 and SP2, SP4, SP3. These are all known as special points. Okay. Special points are known as station points. So we can see here the benchmark is known as 100.00, and this is O1, O2, O3 are known as instrument stations. So this is known as instrument station O2 and this is known as instrument station O1, and A, B, C are known as change points. So these are all known as change points. You can see A, B and C and D. These are all known as change points, which is the instrument will be fixed here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are known as flag stations. We can observe here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to here 6. So these flag stations are nothing but when we keep the leveling staff here, we will take a reading on this point, that is known as number 1. Then for reference we will keep a arrow point or any flag symbol or any stone symbol here on this point to remember this, the level of the ground. And again on the second point we will keep the leveling staff, and we will be taking from the point A or point B for the reference. We will be getting the level, and we will keeping here a arrow mark or any flag symbol for the reference point. So like this we will be doing 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 7. These all the points. And again coming to the 7th point, that is the change station point, we keep the instrument here and we will be seeing the 8th point, 9th point, 10, 11, 12 and 13. So first we keep the instrument on the station point A and we will see the readings 1, 2, 3 up to 6, and again we will be changing the instrument to the point B, and we will keep the instrument and doing all the temporary adjustments, that is setting up the instrument and bubbling up the instrument, focusing the eyepiece, okay, everything after doing the instrument adjustments. Then we will be seeing again the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points, and after again here from B point to the instrument will be changed to the C point. So from the C point we will be keeping here, that is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 will be observed, and again from the D station point the instrument will be fixed here, and we will be seeing 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So meanwhile the ground is up to where the end we will be doing on this type of leveling. This is known as profile leveling. So by seeing all the levels we can get the ground differences, and we can keep the another method also, that is L section. So L section is known as, you can see here, O1 and O2 and O3. So by keeping the O1 on the instrument station here, so we can observe the points by parallelly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 where the alignment is there. Okay. So example, I will take a road. So a road has a center line alignment. So I want to know the levels of this ground at the center point. So I will be keeping the instrument at this point. So this is known as our station points known as O1 example. So I will be taking the level that is 0.1 and 0.2 and 0.3, 0.4 and 0.5. So like this I will be taking the instrument, keeping at the beside of the site location of the road, and I will be taking the on the center line of the alignment points. So in this way also I can take the readings. So these are known as back sides, intermediate sides and fore sides, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And again I will be changing the another point. The instrument will be kept somewhere itself at the beside of the road. I will be taking the further points just like 05, station point 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the process we can take, and you can see here the note is given. Change points ABC etc. are 30 to 70 meters, and intermediate flag stations are 1, 2, 3 etc. are 5 to 20 meters. So we have to take for each and every flag station point whether 1 meter or 5 meter or 2 meter. So it should be taken equally by taking the alignment of the road or canal or railway track or any type of alignment. So this type we will be doing profile leveling or L section. So this is a profile leveling or L section will be there. So the next one is cross section. So this operation is carried out perpendicular to alignment at an interval of 10, 20, 30, 40 meters. The idea is to make an estimate of earthwork. So this cross-sectioning leveling will be done at the time of earthwork excavations. So this will be calculated for the every interval meters of 10, 20, 30 and 40 and 50 meters. So this is known as perpendicular to the alignment. Okay, and alignment is known as the center line or any pathway of the direction for the ground levels. Next one is precise leveling. It is used for establishing benchmarks for future public use. It is carried out with high degree of accuracy using advanced instruments. So for precise leveling we are using the advanced instruments just like total station and planimeter and GPS. So these are all comes under the generally precise leveling instruments. So it is used for the establishing the benchmarks. So benchmarks are very useful just like MSL and mean sea level, TBL top bund level. Okay, benchmarks for the ground levels, for the oceans, for the rivers, for the dams, for any structures. So this will be used for the future public use. So that means for the people it will be useful to know the benchmark of the level of the ground. So when that again we can carry out the benchmark level to one point to another point with a high degree of accuracy using the advanced instruments. So that is known as precise leveling. And whereas coming to the trigonometric leveling, this is very important. In this method, vertical distances between points are computed by observing horizontal distances and vertical angle between points. So this trigonometric leveling, it is nothing but a vertical distance which is between points. So we cannot use with the dumpy level or auto level this trigonometric leveling. So for trigonometric leveling we need the instruments that is known as tachyometer and theodolite instrument. So this theodolite, it is also called as tachyometer. So by this instrument we can calculate the readings of distances and heights of the objects, whether as vertical angles or horizontal angles we can measure easily in the trigonometric leveling. So coming to here the cross sectioning, we can see the diagram. It is mentioned it is a river with a water level 0.00, and these are the ground ordinates in meter and this is distance in meters. Okay, whether these are all the ground levels and this is a left bank and this is a right bank. So we can observe the river which is flowing, that means this is 30.0 meters very height, and here 5.5 meters it is getting down, and again it is 1.0 meters. So A, B and C plus D, that is known as, so this is known as totally a ground level which is observed. The water will be flowing on here from this point. So where the ground levels are at the bottom portion. So this is known as cross section. Okay, so these are the levels which are showing the ground one. This is 2.253, 213, 154, 133, 0.00. That means from it is coming here higher to lower, that means higher level to lower level it is coming down. Similarly, meanwhile you can see from here also this side 2.96, 2.52, 2.17, 1.50, 0.65, 0.00. So it is also coming from right side to the center of the point. So this is known as 0.0 is nothing but NGL, that means natural ground level of the river, the bottom point of the natural ground level of the river. So this is the portion we have to find out in the cross section. And now let us come into the trigonometric leveling. So this is our instrument. It is a theodolite or a tachymetric or any total station. We can use by total station very easily nowadays. And this is our ground level. Okay, on the ground level the instrument is fixed. A point A which is there, center point of the with the plumb, and you can see here this is a point B, and this is a leveling staff or any theodolite staff or any total station staff which is seen from the reading. And this is Z is zenith angle. The center line with the blue color line which is measured, this is the center of the line or any laser light which is appeared on the screen on the display, and we will call it as this one is S is equal to slope distance, and this is V is vertical distance. So V vertical distance, it is derived from the horizontal angle. The horizontal angle which is there, this is known as, that means 90 degrees perpendicular, and here on the staff at the point 90 degrees. So from based on these 2 points, the differences we will know as V vertical distance, and H is horizontal distance, that is from the center point of the instrument to the staff where it is there or any object we are find outing or any height of the structure. The from the object to the instrument at the center of the point is known as horizontal distance. So this trigonometric leveling will be done very easily, find outing the heights and distances by using the degrees, minutes and seconds of the angles on the vernier scale and main scale which are produced in the theodolite or tachymetric instruments. Whereas coming to the total station, the digital measurements will be taken on the LED scale. Okay, and you can see here another also, this is our rod reading named as RR. So the instrument is fixed on the ground. The red color line which is there, this is our ground level from station point A to B, and this is known as H, the horizontal distance from the center of the point to the instrument or the structure of the point, and this is known as V, from the instrument height to the bottom of the center of the line of collimation of the instrument, and S is as it is measured slope distance. Okay, so to get the V, you have the formula V is equal to S into sin alpha. So the alpha is which is known as degrees, minutes and seconds, whatever the we are getting the angle of this object. Okay, and this is known as rod, the measuring rod or any leveling staff or any theodolite of total station rod. Okay, and HI as it is there, height of the instrument, which is from the center of the line of collimation to the bottom level of the ground. So this is known as trigonometric leveling. So we can measure the trigonometric leveling heights and distances, heights of the tower or any building or any electrical pole or any towers. Everything we can measure by the use of trigonometric leveling methods, and we can measure the distances also very simply without calculating or without using any tape. Okay, this is known as trigonometric leveling. And the next one is barometric leveling. In this method, the altitude difference is determined by means of a barometer. So this barometric leveling means in this method altitude difference is determined by the means of a barometer. So here barometric leveling is based on the fact that the atmospheric pressure varies inversely with height. In this method, a barometer is used to determine the differences in elevation of points which differ considerably in heights, as in a hilly area or mountainous country. So that means here these barometric levelings are used based on the fact that atmospheric pressure varies inversely with the height, and in this method barometer is used to determine the differences in elevation of the points. Okay, we will find out in this by the barometer differences in elevation of the points. Okay, and it is chiefly used as exploratory or reconnaissance surveys, since the pressure of the atmospheric at any point is constantly changing and barometer reading are affected by the temperature of the air. So types of barometers are used are, that is, mercury barometer and aneroid barometer. Remember, these barometers which are used in the leveling process, that is mercury and aneroid barometer. So these types of barometers were used for the atmospheric pressures at from the points. This is known as aneroid barometer. We can see here the readings are there. It is showing here, one is storm, rain, change, fair, and it is dairy dry. So this is known as barometer. So this will be used in the foreign countries and in our India also. This aneroid barometer will be used. This is known as mercury barometer. You can see here, this is a vacuum. This is 760 mm Hg for standard atmosphere, and this is column of mercury, and this is atmospheric pressure. So it will be pressure using on measuring the levels. And another one is hypsometric leveling. So the working of hypsometric for determining the elevation depends upon the fact that the temperature at which water boils varies with the atmospheric pressure. The boiling point of water reduces at higher altitude. Thus, knowing the boiling point of water, the atmospheric pressure can be calculated, and knowing the atmospheric pressure, altitude or elevation can be determined. So here in this hypsometric leveling, we will be calculating by measuring the temperature at which when water boils, when it varies with atmospheric pressure. So the boiling point of water reduces at higher altitude. Thus, knowing the boiling point of water, so the atmospheric pressure can be calculated by knowing the atmospheric pressure, altitude or elevation in determined. So the altitudes of various points may be determined by using hypsometer, also called as thermobarometer. So this is a hypsometric process. So this is a mountain, a hill. You can see here pressure is equal to 950 MB. So this is sea level pressure is equal to 1013 MB, and this is the natural ground level of the soil or hill, this is the which is the pressure of the river or the ocean. You can see the red color line. So we will be getting here 535 meters above sea level, that is 63 MD into 8.5 meters. Okay, this 8.5 meters we will be measuring this one at the height of the level from the top of the our datum point, that is benchmark, to the point. This is known as hypsometric leveling. This is the instrument we are using for the hypsometric leveling, laser 1200 waterproof, and this is also hypsometric leveling instrument. You can see in the readings in a triangle. So this is the our topics which were discussed now. So in the next class I am going to discuss the reciprocal leveling. So thank you, have a nice day.